go do some playtesting this morning. Some working on the caves as well. I'm just gonna get myself set up here. Get all my stuff ready to go. Let's actually do this, and then we go that, and then we go like this. I'll do a little playtest first. Yeah, I'll do a playtest Lens Island first, and then I'll start working on the caves afterwards. All of this is going to be brand new stuff actually that I'm going to be playing through. This will be the new update that we're working on. Just doing some really early playtesting at the moment. Just basically trying to find what's broken, because we're getting ready for an alpha build of the game in a week from now. So end of this week, we will basically be launching like a closed testing alpha of this new Lens Island update, which is a big one. So all of the Patreon supporters for the alpha testing tier, they'll get access to that alpha. And yeah, so just trying to get stuff ready for that. And then a week after that, 2 weeks from now, we'll start some really early beta testing. When was this project first started? I started Lens Island about, I think it's around 6 years ago now, just as a solo project, and then we slowly expanded to a team. For most of its lifetime, it's been made by at least 2 people, yeah, about 6 years ago. Any chance the game comes to consoles? Hopefully, Nerfus. That's the plan. The plan is that when we fully release Lens Island in around a year or so from now, out of early access, we'll launch co-op multiplayer, and then hopefully also have some form of like a console or handheld release at some point, maybe soon after. But that is the goal. Hello, Bacon. Hello. All right. I'm just gonna get some stuff set up on my end, but yeah, I'm gonna do some playtesting today and some work on the caves as well. If you saw the last stream, so some more stuff like that, but maybe slightly more interesting this time, because I actually got the cave system all generating and working now. I don't see it. Cool. Hello, Slider. Hello. I could probably... How's that sound, Lars? The music's actually gonna go completely off in a second when I start playing. Alright. How are we all this morning, tonight, everybody? Let me know what time it is where you are. Let me know what you're doing. I am playtesting Lens Island, making some caves, just chilling. And you can all join me. You can all basically tell me how gross and broken everything is while I play. It's gonna be pretty broken. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff, because like we're just getting ready for an alpha, so it's early days at the moment. Cool. I can stop the Spotify if you want to listen to the soundtrack along with me. Go on Spotify, follow Lars. Bam. Okay. Just gonna get some stuff set up on my other screen for 1 second. Let's do that. Get my, get the chat here so I can see. I'll have the chat open as I playtest. So if you guys shoot any questions to me, I'll be able to see them as I go, and I can just answer them. Cool. All right. 1 second. Look at all my random save files. What game? What's this game, bro? This is my game. This is this is Flow Studios. This is Lens Island. It's a game that I've been making for a very long time, and now a big studio people make it. Well, not big, a tiny studio people make it. But it's big for me. It's bigger than 1 or 2 people. Love the game. Keep up the good work. Thank you. That's really nice. Okay, so Playtest 1. Yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into it. So we've got updated Len model actually. Let's go there. Zangard City. I'll play a feminine Len, sure. Actually, the feminine and masculine options have actually been updated. So the facial shapes that you get are a lot more sort of prominent now than what they used to be, and the overall body is a little bit more like ambiguous, like a little bit more sort of, you know, just sort of like sits in the middle rather than just like a guy's body pretending to be whatever else. Definitely not wearing shoes. I think some dark brown hair. There's some new hairstyles too. There's like sort of like cornrow, like braids, like this big thingy. Some different hairstyles. There's going to be more as well. Some of them I don't really like, but we will be working on some more hairstyles. I'm just going to keep. Yeah, but bunch of new clothes as well. A bunch of these clothes are just sort of like random ones that we're sort of testing. Got Len and undies. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll go with that for now. Oh, sorry. I figured it you guys, so I meant like you could summarize the gameplay and the story. Right. Lenzine's like a top-down like adventure game. So it's like you can imagine like Minecraft cross with Valheim, cross with like a dungeon crawler game, cross with Stardew Valley. So it's like Lenzine sort of combines like pretty in-depth farming systems with pretty in-depth building systems in like a big procedurally generated open world with like it's also handcrafted at the same time, and there's like a lot of intense dungeon crawling and boss fights and stuff. So it's sort of all those genres all combined into one big game. But you're just gonna see me play it in a second. So do we ever get a female Len? Well, like Len really is sort of like doesn't have like a set gender. Len is just Len, but then we have like a masculine like face type and then a female face type, or like a feminine face type, just sort of like whatever one you want to pick. So like you can make Len look like a typical female or a typical male, or some sort of hybrid in between or whatever. Like you can sort of just like dress up Len the way you want to, but we don't have like super exaggerated like manly man, super big muscles, whatever, and then like a, you know, a girly girl or whatever. It's just sort of like a spectrum. You just like sort of pick it out. That's just the way that I like to sort of, you know, do characters. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more clothes. We're just sort of testing a bunch of random stuff at the moment. But the new clothing system's actually pretty handy, because the new clothing system for Lens Island is going to allow for like user-made clothes. Like you're actually going to be able to design your own clothes and submit them on Steam, like the Steam Workshop, and then we can add your clothes to the game. So that's going to be really cool. That's going to be something we're going to be able to open up very, very soon from now. Cool. Alright, I'm just quickly getting some... Oh yeah, okay, yeah, sorry, I'll let me tweak this audio a little bit. Yeah, gotcha. Alright. We'll turn down that. We'll turn up me a little bit. How's this sound if I just start swinging my sword? Is that still too loud? Hello, testing. Let me know what that's like. I can tweak it again if it needs be. Oh, I gotta have some music too. Let me put a bit of music in the background. Is it still too high? Okay. What about this? I just bought the game yesterday and played it for 6 hours right away. Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, Lens Island definitely is a bit like that. It's really easy just to get completely swept away when you first start the game. Okay, but yeah, in case anyone's wondering, this is a new like really early alpha testing sort of play test that I'm doing. because we're sort of getting a new update together. Oh, interesting. I just realized I've literally just found a bug right now. See, we changed some stuff with the camera, and then now it's zooming in like instantly when I go into a building. Like it's really, really quick. All right, let me get my bugs list open. I'm gonna have a bugs list on one side of the screen. I'm just basically just gonna be looking for stuff as I play. For whatever reason, the lighting feels a bit different to me. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but it feels like something's different with the lighting. Let me get this. Open up a little playtesting thing here. What's the date today? 11th the 7th, 2023. And if you guys notice any stuff, let me know. I basically just got like a big bugs list on one side of my screen. It's gonna be writing down bugs. I'm not exactly sure with the, well, actually, yeah, like so if you want to like try out this new update, the only ways that you can sort of get to it like relatively soon are through like alpha and beta testing and stuff. So there should be, I think, a Patreon link in the description of the stream. So we have a Patreon account we literally just set up a couple days ago. And that's how you can get access to like beta access for beta builds. There'll be a beta build in 2 weeks from now, and there'll be an alpha build of this update in 1 week from now. They're like really early, rough around the edges builds. There'll be a ton of stuff broken, but the whole idea is, especially for the alpha access people, you'll be in like a Discord chat with me and the rest of the devs, and you can just like have like an open line of communication with us all the time, and just share all of your thoughts and all of your ideas, and basically just play all of the really early testing versions we have, and help us sort of build the game. Building, zooming, happening really fast. Cool. Give me one quick second. Just getting some stuff ready on my other screen, and then look. Okay. Game saved. Alright, cool. I think we're all good. I want AI workers to do tasks like I give Wood. Yeah, that would be pretty cool after basics. I totally agree. I was actually playing the new Forest, Sons of the Forest, like a while ago when it first came out, and I really liked Kevin, like the new the new worker that you can get, Kevin. I've definitely thought about that for Lens Island. Okay, in the new town, there's some stuff not set up in the town, so this is going to be like a pretty. There's a whole bunch of stuff not working, but that's okay. Cool. So let's go do the keystones. I'll test out all of them, make sure all of that's working. I'll do a little bit of building and stuff. Will there be automation in the game? Like what the mine outposts? The short answer is yes. We're actually going to add even more. Bam. And then we've got markers. Cool. There's actually going to be even more like mining outposts and stuff in the underground section of the game in this new update. But the future plans for Lens Island is like because we're changing the town system and making the towns a bit smaller and sort of spread across the world, like this one here, we're going to add some people that live out on islands, like some NPCs that live on islands throughout the world by themselves. And you'll be able to actually sort of like build relationships with those NPCs and help give them materials and stuff and do little quests for them. And you'll help them like expand their operation, and they'll be able to collect resources and stuff for you. So imagine that you're sort of like, you know, sailing around islands of Lens Island, and then you find an island with like a lumberjack living on it. And then you can like go get that lumberjack some cool like wood and some stuff that lumberjack might need. And then the lumberjack can like build or upgrade like a lumber mill, and then, put like a wood pile at the side of the lumber mill that you can sort of start getting wood from and collecting wood from. And the lumberjack will sort of help basically be like an AI worker for you, while you like sort of like help invest in the lumberjack's operation and sort of build up a bit of a, I guess like a reputation with him. So it's like that's going to be like the second step to like the town building sort of stuff, where it's like not really like a town. It's all based on sort of like individual scattered people around the map living in their own houses. But then you can sort of like individually sort of seek them out and sort of work with them. I've already found a few bugs. Our hotbar keys are 0 indexed, so the first hotbar item is 0 instead of 1. Let's quickly write that down. Hotbar key numbers 0 indexed. I think some clay. Not a fan of cats and dogs. Sheep, deer, and goat. Yeah. Yeah, there might be pets at some point, but right now, first step for animals in Lens Island will definitely be like wild animals. Things like deer and goats. I think my first pick is would be deer. I think deer are just going to be like really well suited for the forest areas and stuff, but it will be cool to add some goats and sheep and stuff as well. Get some fibers. I have to get some wood. Oh, another cool thing about this update. Like, there's so much new stuff that we've added to this update that I've just completely forgot. I wonder if I can get it to happen. Let's see if I can get lucky here. Is it gonna hit? Oh, I just missed. Damn it. I'll try it again. So get the angle. It's hard to do with the small trees. Oh, that one was already bent to the side. With this update, you can actually make trees fall over and hit other trees, and then they'll knock down other trees, and you can get big like dominoes of trees falling each other. So now, like whenever I chop down trees, I'm like always like trying to like line it up, and I usually end up taking way more time to chop down the tree, trying to save time. But it's a bit of fun. Like this, I'm like trying to like specifically walk. There we go, see? Yeah, it's a cool addition. It's just like a little change, but it's a cool little change in this update, where we've spent a little bit of time redoing some physics and stuff throughout the game. Like in this update, you can even get like an enchantment, like a burning enchantment, that can light stuff on fire, and you can actually like burn down trees and stuff with that enchantment. So there's like a lot of like more like unique ways to gather resources and stuff in this update. Another thing is the hunger system's been redone in this update, so I am already pretty hungry, so I'm going to equip some blueberries because I'm going to need to eat them. Interesting. So it's just the visual numbers for the hotbar have changed, and then I've got to fix that. Cool. Good to know. Yeah, deer hide. Yes, that's the hide will be added in this. Well, it depends which animal gets picked. If deers are picked from the vote video, Arby's, hide will be added. Otherwise, if sheep or goats will be added, then it'll be like sort of fur or cloth. But we have plans for either. I did see some people on like Steam and in the YouTube video of our recent dev diary, like sort of asking for all of your ideas. I saw a couple of people like asking, sort of implying that like we might not have planned out some of this stuff and we're just sort of throwing around random ideas. I guess it's definitely pretty easy to interpret that without any sort of context. But we have planned out all of this, so all of the stuff that we're asking about in that latest video, we want to add to the game, and we've already planned all of it, and we already thought about how all of it could be added to the game, and we could do all of it. It's just like a lot of work, so we've got to work out priorities and what we should add first. That's why we're asking all of you to try work out what our priority should be. Oh, getting a barrel. Interesting, that was an empty barrel. I didn't think that was possible. I'm gonna write that down. Got an empty barrel. There won't be any terrain manipulation. I don't think we're ever going to add terrain manipulation because technically it's just like really difficult for us to do, developers, like, you know, the way that the game's built. But also I prefer the building system as a means to sort of traverse the world and edit the world and stuff, rather than manipulating the terrain. Oh, let's get some pumpkins and lavender while we're here. Will there be gear sets to increase the resources? There actually will be exactly that. Literally in this new update, this next update, there'll be a whole new armor system added to the game, which I can sort of show you a little bit of in a second. There'll be a whole new armor system, and from that, inside that, like with that armor, there'll be... Sorry, I'm trying to get up here. There will be some armor that gives you different bonuses in different areas, and some of it will actually help resource gathering and farming and stuff. Okay, load into the caves. So this is going to be the new procedural cave system that I'm actually loading into now. Hopefully, it's working. I haven't actually had a look at it this morning because we were working on it yesterday. So hopefully, hopefully it works. If any of the gameplay looks like a bit choppy or laggy or anything, just completely ignore it, because I'm playing inside like the live game engine right now, and I've got a million windows open, and I'm streaming and doing all this sort of stuff. So it's definitely gonna be like, you know, laggy. But yeah, I'll play through. I'll keep playing through, doing some playtesting for a little bit, and then, cool. We're in the new cave system, and we have a map for our new cave system too. I'm gonna get that extra hotbar slot. Okay. Oh yeah, I think because someone asked before. Yeah. Armor slots. It's still work in progress UI, but yeah. Cool. I'm gonna get some of these rocks on down here. Well, like there definitely are different islands in different areas of the world that are a lot more flat, that you can build some quite big buildings, you know, that you can't in other places. You can also build, like some of the best places, funnily enough, to build like really large scale buildings are out near the currents, because they're like these really big flat, like sort of sandy islands that you can build like huge rows of foundations over the water. You can also build in these caves, so like I can edit. Interesting. Cool. I can edit this stuff and destroy it. And I can fully build in this new cave area. So that's another thing too. And this cave area is relatively flat. Okay, we need a... I'll do just a little bit of exploring in this cave system, and then I'll go back up to the top and start to build a house. Here's a little building challenge here, so we can get across here of our building system, which is cool. If you see any weird stuff, like, you know, lamps half in the ground and stuff, just ignore it. I might get a little bit, it's a little bit dark down here. Okay. I'll just have a little quick run around. I just want to see how some stuff is generating in these caves with some of the the landforms that we have. Yeah, I guess this one hasn't been populated yet. I know it's pretty dark for all of you, so I won't be down here for too long. I'll come back down. Actually, I'll go back up now, and I'll come back down with a torch. Because I want to have a good look at all the generation and just see how some cells are joined together. I might try to get a little bit of coal though before I leave, just so I have enough to actually craft a torch. Actually, no, the torch you buy for gold now. Man, I can't even see anything. Okay, I'm going back. Where am I? Okay, cool. So yeah, we've got like the map and this underworld now. There are two maps, and they actually all line up. So there's like an underworld and an overworld, and they're all connected, which is really cool. But yeah, all these caves are gonna look really, really basic. Oh, I just fell off. Okay, I definitely need a torch. All these caves are gonna look really basic right now for all of you watching. That's fine. Like they're supposed to look basic. Because they're just like the basic forms and shapes. I'm really just trying to like have a look at how they all connect together and how the world is like generally sort of building. Chest and storage system for food. Oh, do I have good news for you after basics? Do I have good news for you? Yeah, that we added a pantry. There's a pantry for food storage in this update. There is a new seed storage item, and there is a new small crate or barrel for just like early game general storage. It's like small. So there's at least 3 new storage items in this update, and we might even add some more. Yeah, what you're talking, diligence, with the sort of the plan. I actually touched on this. I was talking about this like so 10 minutes ago or whatever. But yeah, so I did see like a couple of people on like Steam and YouTube talk about like if they were sort of, I guess, concerned that we might not have just an overall vision and plan, and that's why we're asking people, because we're not sure. But generally, if we're ever asking people for questions about Lens Island, it's because we have already planned all of that content and we're prepared to add all of it into the game, and it's all going to work. But then we're really trying to prioritize the content, right? So it's like I would eventually like to add deer, sheep, and goats all into the game. And I have a plan already of how, like, exactly what resources I drop, how those resources will tie into the greater crafting system, and how they'll just like generally impact the game to like a substantial level. But we do have to prioritize it because it's like a lot of work, and we're a tiny little team. So like that's what we sort of get everybody's, like, you know, the general public's feedback on, and all the players' feedback is sort of trying to really prioritize what's most important to all of you, because maybe I might think a deer is really cool and like a cool first option, but then maybe everyone else is like, oh, I'd much rather goats or something else, and I'd definitely rather sort of add the thing that everyone else is most interested in rather than what I'm most interested in, as far as like just the order. Some questions we ask are definitely like early questions where we might not have like fully planned something yet, and we're just trying to gauge responses from people and get like an initial idea of how people generally feel. But most of it, it's like we've already, you know, thought quite deeply about it, and we're just trying to sort of land on like a specific decision. But all of the different implementations would all work. But I totally get where you're like, it's very hard to like understand that from quick little videos. Okay, I am really poor on wood, so I just need to get some more wood and stuff, so I can quickly just get a bed down. Actually, I wonder if I can quickly sell some flowers. Oh, the lamps aren't casting light on the terrain. They're not casting light at all, actually. Okay, let me write that down. Lamps around town, not casting light. Do you add more skills? Yeah, so in this new update, you may even notice the whole skill tree is like on a different page. Like, it looks all weird at the moment. Sort of ignore the fact that it looks like crap. This whole skill tree is going to be completely redone. So what will happen in this next update is imagine that you'd basically get refunded all your skill points. So let's say you'll be like, oh, you have 31 skill points. All of this will get wiped, and then we're going to redesign the whole skill tree. So it's like a completely new tree that's a lot bigger and a lot more sort of interesting and stuff, and we're slowly going to sort of upgrade it over time. So we'll be sort of resetting the skill tree, but we won't be resetting your skill points. So you still will keep all your points, and you won't have to worry about sort of getting reset in that aspect. Sweet. Alright, we got our Venturous Torch unlocked. I should have been able to grab it just then. Oh no, now I can. Cool, I'm gonna write that. It's another bug, I'll quickly... Alright, we got some light. Let me write that down. When purchasing torch, the icon didn't update after purchase to allow drag. Yeah, I'm just basically just looking for all of a whole bunch of bugs at the moment. Okay, I need more wood so I can quickly just make a bed and stuff, so I can actually set my spawn. Let's see if we can get this big tree to destroy this small tree. I'll get the angle perfect. How is everybody? How are we going? I got the chat open on my other screen, so if you just want to ask questions while I'm playing. Oh, that should have hit it. I think we might make the hitboxes a little bit wider on the tree falling, because it feels like it's a little bit too hard at the moment to make trees hit each other. I'm gonna write that down. Make hitboxes for tree falling. Yeah, cool. At the moment, there's not a way to get into alpha or beta, besides a Patreon. Previously, the only other ways we've had is like we had a Kickstarter sort of many years ago, and a lot of those people became sort of testers, and occasionally we sort of pluck people out of the community, but we're sort of taking like a slightly different approach to testing and stuff now, because we've always had such a really big pool of people really wanting to get access to Lens Island. So now we're sort of doing it through the Patreon program, but for now it's just do that. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Okay, I'm missing a foundation. Well, I can sleep at least. Okay, let's get down a workbench and sort of finish our house a little bit more. Guild system. Veggies or meat in exchange for gold. Yeah, well, like, they're, oh, yeah, we got both the trees. Sweet. Yeah, like, the short answer after basics is, yeah, there will be stuff like that in future updates. The whole sort of idea of Lens Island, right, is that because it sort of combines so many genres together, oh, we just got 2 large trees with 1 hit. That's awesome. Because it combines so many genres together, there needs to be avenues for different play types to like make money and progress throughout the game and stuff like that. So even just like regardless of just like buying and selling stuff, just generally like yeah, like if we ever add quests and like little fetch quests and stuff like that, there will be different ones all over the game. There'll be some sort of quests and missions more focused towards dungeon crawling, some focused towards farming or exploring. Even like the gear that you get in the game, like we're adding armor and cosmetics in this new update. None of it's purchasable, by the way. Like none of it will be part of a store or anything. You get it all in the game for free. But even with that system, some of it you sort of attain those items by exploring the world. Some of them you attain by like purchasing. Some of them you get from doing hardcore dungeons. There's like a big variance. And like I guess you could sort of compare getting armor to like quests in a way. This is a new workbench, by the way. We've redesigned the workbench. Workbench is just used for unlocking new constructs now, and the weapons and the tools you get through an anvil, which obviously, yeah, there's my lovely description: upgrade weapons. So cool. So if I just get some wood, I can upgrade my workbench, and we can get our very first set of building items, which is good. That's what we need. Because the second I place down my anvil, I can I can start to upgrade my base set of tools here. So just a little bit of wood will help out a lot. Help out a lot. Have you thought about yeah, we actually have. Yeah, you don't have much faith in me, Diligence. Have more faith. But yes, like honestly, all I do is think about Lens Island. So oh, I am dying of hunger. But yeah, I am a really big funny fact about me. I'm a really big fan of survivor games, like Vampire Survivors and Soulstone Survivors, all those sorts of games, and just generally like dungeon crawler games and games you can sort of like repeatedly play. And I'd love to have some sort of like yeah, because with the next update we'll be introducing, sorry, not the next update, with the next major act of the game where we expand the map, introduce new chains of islands and biomes. The dungeons for that act and the boss for that act and all that sort of stuff will be focused around wave-based dungeons. So I imagine like, you know, Call of Duty Zombies or like, you know, a wave-based dungeon crawler game inside Lens Island. And those wave-based dungeons can go up to like ludicrously high waves, and then the higher wave that you get different like bonuses and rewards based on that. So those in themselves will be like really replayable and like a lot of fun, and you could play them for like a long time. But so like there's going to be like a lot of like high level dungeon crawling stuff, and then there's going to be a lot of sort of like late game crafting and farming stuff as well. But there's going to be like a few systems in particular that we've like thought about, in which you could just basically play it over and over and over. Like you could finish the whole game and then still be trying to grind, you know, sort of like seeing how high level you could get in a dungeon, or seeing, you know, trying to make $1 million in the economy, trying to get some like really rare items and stuff like that. So the roof fading's a bit broken here. You can see see how all the roofs should be fading right now, but they're not. I wonder if it's specifically this roof tile, or if it's other roof tiles do it. Aha, it's just that other roof tile. Cool, that's good to know actually. Small, what's that called? That roof? Topper. Small roof topper doesn't fade correctly like other roofs do. They don't all turn off when under. Okay, we can upgrade our. Oh no, I keep spending my wood every time. 29. Okay. I keep forgetting the reason why I'm gathering wood. Oh, can we hit these trees with the same swing? I don't know why I still got my torch out. Ah. This is one of the reasons why it's actually like handy to upgrade an axe in Lens Island, just for the extra range, because when you get a little bit extra range from the hatchet, you can start like swinging and hitting 2 trees at once. Hello there, you solo developer. No, not at the moment. We Lens Island started as a solo developer game made by me, but now we have a small indie studio in Brisbane, and there's a few of us making the game now. All right. Yeah, okay, we just got our first workbench level, so that's awesome. So now we can get our first sort of set of stuff. I really need to build a refinery. That's like sorry, not the refinery, the anvil. I think I need to get down a farm and start getting some crops growing. And we need to get down our anvil. Oh, we're just short on iron shards. Okay. So I'll quickly hop down to the caves. Now I've got a torch, get some iron and coal. Just so I can get enough resources to quickly make this anvil. Should use cheats. Yeah, look, there are plenty of dev cheats that I have access to, but I guess when I do these playtesting sessions, I try to always like play the game legit. I feel like the more amount of times that I can be forced to like chop down a tree, like for example, let's say every time I playtest a game, I'm trying to like save time, so then I never bother to like chop down trees. So then I always just run a command to give myself wood. Then like there could be a bug or something about trees that I actually never really realized because I never bothered to chop them down, and I could miss that for like a really long time. So I always sort of force myself to just play the whole game in survival mode, so I'm forced to interact with all the different mechanics every single time I test. Therefore, like I have like a lot better chance of finding like little bugs and issues that might come up. I also feel like it just sort of keeps me grounded as a developer, like playing the game like sort of properly. It keeps me sort of like my finger on the pulse as far as um, where am I? It keeps my finger on the pulse as far as like what the game's feeling like and how all the balancing is working out. Cool. I think I've actually turned off the interactables, like the rocks, the stone spawns for a bunch of these cave pieces while I was testing them, which really doesn't help me out here. Could I actually just get through by jumping? Oh, I can. Sweet. Ignore that cube flying. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of weird stuff in these caves because there's a bunch of testing things. Could I? Can I get up there? Oh, that's a way bigger distance than I thought it was. Okay, give me back that foundation. Interesting. I can't click. Why can't I? I wonder if that's a get a screenshot of it. I think I'm gonna really quickly turn on all the resources because I think I disabled them for some testing, and then I'll come back because it's a bit hard to test without access to any coal or anything like that right now. Um, can't click in edit mode on foundation in the caves. Cool. All right. I'll save this and then we'll fix up the caves quickly and then I'll come back in. My new house got a big courtyard in the middle, problem some areas, path. Future to grow grass. Not sure about the grass stuff. That's interesting. Oh, I've just got my hotbar is locked currently. I've definitely encountered some sort of error when I've loaded back in. What do we have? What's our error? All right, just log in some of that. Actually, I'll I'll switch my screens around, and then you can actually see. Let's have a look. Because I think I'm just gonna start doing some bug fixing and stuff now. But yeah, so I got a million errors that I need to start tracking. So I got this drag drop slot. Getting this drag drop slot error after loading scenes. This one. No. Cool, and then we've got to set up resource list error as well. Setting up resources list error. I think I've got a couple things that I can start on already. And then I'll do a second oh cool, I might not have a weapon added to the dictionary either. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that would make sense actually. I think it's probably the cloth armor. Cloth armor might not be added to database. just logging these errors and then we'll start fixing them. That's enough for now. All of these are just going to be flow-on errors from the first ones. Beautiful. Alright, let's just quickly save. Alright, let's start digging into these. These two I'll give to someone else. I actually think that wasn't true. Okay, let's quickly have a look at these errors. I think the first one is easy. I think the armor database doesn't have some armor that I was supposed to add to it yet. Or yeah, it doesn't. Oh no, it does. It has all the cloth armor. Interesting. I'm going to do some boring debugging for a second before I start working on the caves again. The given key weapon was not present. Vendor.setup items, line 73. Yeah, okay. Cool. Alright, let's work on some caves. Those are all slightly more involved bugs that I'll do just after the stream. Cool, let's go on to which is my cave testing scene, this one. Please note for the future update, make your path, adding grass. Yeah, it'll be cool. It will be cool to do some sort of yeah, like grass editing. Not 100% sure if we can do it, but we'll try. I'll still try. I'm gonna swap my screens around and we can start fixing up some of these caves. Alright, yeah, you can tell that a whole bunch of them have been, because all of them should be covered in these rocks here, which they are not. So all the ones that don't have rocks are the ones that I have accidentally left out. Oh, it's just disabled. Okay, let's add these stones back in and stuff. Let's find some good spots for them. Whoops. Oh man, computer's lagging a little bit right now. Is this whole cell tilted? It is. By the looks of it. Oh no, maybe not. I feel like I'm going crazy, like something's... Something has some rotation. Or all these lamps rotated. Oh man, my computer's really... They are all rotated for some weird reason. Right. Cool. As it keep freezing, stop that. What's going on here? Got some freezing going on. What's that? What's that freeze? Where are you coming from? Okay, I guess we'll just deal with it. I might have to restart Unity. It's freezing sort of bad. Alright, I'll quickly restart Unity. I'll just talk to you guys in the meantime. What's up? Okay, let's quickly restart this. Cool. We'll save. Classic game development. Game engine freezing. Oh well. Chuck some music back on though. Cool. Alright, let's restart this. Take two. You know what's funny? This game right here. I actually was gonna make a YouTube video about this. These are both dev challenges for Blackthorn Pod. That's a funny little little teaser. We actually have another Blackthorn Pod dev challenge video coming out this week. So we took part in another one of them, which was pretty fun. Is Unity opening? Yeah. Cool. Is our annoying freezing gone? I hope so. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna move around some rocks. Just get these positioned. You obviously notice this is like really basic looking. It's just a big pile of dirt. That's all it needs to be right now. That's all I care about. We'll be going back in and detailing all these cave segments. Right now, all I'm trying to do is just make sure there is enough like actual like stone and stuff, like resources to actually gather, because I disabled a bunch of them while I was doing some other testing, and I forgot to enable them again. So just want to make sure they're at the right positions, get them quickly enabled, and then I can get back to testing the proper game. Just because I want to do some proper balance testing and like do some balancing, so I need to be able to mine stuff and properly gather resources in the game in order to balance it. Alright. The lamps definitely play a much more important part in this update. We're adding a lot more lamps throughout these underworld sort of caves, because they're so big, it really helps having all these lamps everywhere as like markers of where you've been or not. Even though there is a mini map, just like visually, in the game. It really helps. They're like a lot more alike torches in Minecraft now, I've found. Like the lamp system. Do you know in Minecraft when you're placing down torches, you sort of use that as a guide to know like where you've been? That's really how lamps feel in Lens Island now. At least in this underworld cave system. It might be different for other areas. Cool. I generally like the positioning of them. Just regenerate your IDs. Oh, you should have a spawn group. Beautiful. That's one cell fixed up. I could probably go back to just one. Yeah, cool. Okay, one down. We're just gonna fix up all these other ones now. Is there any? There is some stuff. I think I'd rather just paste it in again. Oh, actually, I'll paste it in from the other scene. Copy you, go into you, paste, delete. Alright. And then we just start moving these around to get some good locations for everything. I feel like it's a bit of an art form placing rocks sometimes. Because I'm also trying to place them. You're trying to place them in like strategic areas, right? But then you're also trying to place them in like fun little areas. Like for example, placing two rocks together like this, so your like one pickaxe swing could hit both of them. Like so, I don't know. There's a lot. There's like so many like levels of thought that go into just placing a rock in Lens Island. But yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy with the rock placement right now, just because I'm just trying to sort of simply. I might put that on the edge. I'm trying to simply sort of get them all down just so I can quickly test. So it's really like the most important part right now is just the ratios, like just making sure there's the right amount of rocks. This is a join T, so players can come from. Actually, it's a good. What is the? Oh, it's that way, isn't it? That's the T. Yeah, I think so. Cool. So we need more stuff down here. The iron should be actually if I put on my grid. Yeah, cool. Alright, so this is our little like bonus area. So we should put the higher resources down here. Give you that coal. And then it gets some away from here because this is actually an entrance area. Put that there. Cool. Let's just really quickly place these lamps in some positions that make a little bit more sense. So I'll put one near the joint of the cell there. Put one on the edge of where you're going to build across here. You rotate a little bit. Put one at the entrance of this one. I might add a little bend to this one, like it's sort of half hanging off the cliff, because that's a bit of fun. Cool, and then I'll put one over here. Oh, we got a floating rock. Let's get rid of that. That can go here. Alright, exhilarating stuff. We have another set of rocks placed. Oh, whoops. Cool, and I'll just regenerate these IDs and make these things save properly. Save. Beautiful. Okay, do the same for this one now. Interactables, copy them. Go into this cell. Delete that. We can delete that, and we can delete that. So this is a join T, so they join that down there, okay. Actually, I'll quickly place the lamps first. Alright. It'd be cool to get some rocks over in this little area, and I guess this one is also a little mining area, so we'll get some more stones over there. Oh cool, we've got our iron over here too, so we'll make sure the iron deposits spawn on our little end. This is sort of how like our random resource generation works in Lens Island. So not every single one of these rocks are actually going to spawn in. They just have the chance to spawn in, or sort of like randomly pick between these. Like for example, this stone group. These are all the stones, but only 4 actually get picked, and it's all based on your seed. So like randomly pick 4 of these as the ones that actually get chosen based on based on the seed for the world. Cool. I like how that's all laid out. Regenerate these. Actually, cool. Each cell is like a prefab, and all the prefabs, like addressable prefabs, will sort of get like loaded in and out. So each of these is like its own sort of group prefab sort of here, and then um, they'll get sort of loaded and distributed around the scene, and they'll sort of like connect to each other. So for example, like this is a T join here, and then like this is an X join, so you could join like here or here. You know, like this is like another T join, so I could join like there, and this is a corner, and that's an entrance. So you can say I just got a whole bunch of random cells, but then they're all modular, so you can't even really tell where one cell begins and one ends because of the shapes, of like sort of organic shapes. And then all these cells can freely rotate. They can sort of pick different rotations when they get spawned in as well. So it's like a whole bunch of complex sort of rule sets that we have that sort of dictate how the whole world generates. I can actually really quickly show you if I turn these off and then make sure this is set to K. It's cool. Let me just save. Just make sure my player is in the center so the player doesn't fall through the world. I can literally just show you the whole world loading in. It's just using sort of testing cells at the moment. Let's get our player that's falling through the floor. Quickly move you back up. Oh, damn it. Come back. Come back here. Come back here. I keep falling into like a reload zone. There we go. But yeah, so if I quickly run a command, world.show all, you'll actually see the whole world start to load in. So these are just like the most basic set of tiles that we have. So like this will be different. Like the case system's going to be a bit more like complex and interesting and stuff. In like the actual release. But this is just like what we're testing with right at the moment. But you can see it's sort of connecting all these tiles together, and there's varying sort of like levels to the cave. This is dirt regions and there's stone regions, and it sort of goes in deeper. But yeah, it's gonna be a bit more sort of, yeah, it's just all basic at the moment. But you can see it's like this very, very big network that all sort of connects to each other. But what like the main thing that you'll notice now, like just by quickly looking at it, is you'll notice like a bunch of repetition. You'll notice a bunch of cells that are sort of like duplicated. So that's where it's like right now we just have like a basic set of all of the cave pieces that are sort of commonly duplicated around everywhere. And those will start to get made less and less and less. Alright, I'm just going to fix up a couple more cells, just like adding in the rocks back into them and stuff, and then I'll go back into the game properly, like properly play the game, and follow through with some more testing. Okay, so I literally just got to put some stones on this one. Of course, put the all the good stuff on our little secret area here. Put some more stone over here. This could just be like a little stone area over in the corner here. Beautiful. Okay, let's get our lamps down. Lamp there. This lamp's already in a pretty good position. And a lamp here. Cool. I like that distribution. That's pretty good. So the upper and underworld are different scenes. Oh yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah, above world's a scene, below world's a scene. And then above world and below world, like the whole world is just one scene, and then we're just loading and unloading like cells, prefabs as we sort of traverse throughout it. But then different dungeons, they are completely separate scenes. For example, I'll quickly show you. If I go into like the main dungeon that's underneath the spawn island, it is just like its own self-contained scene, and it doesn't use the cell format. It is just like a manually laid out scene. So it is like a combo of like procedurally generated scenes and worlds, and then some hand-built ones. So for example, here you go. Here's the main dungeon. where you get to the end and all of that, and there's like this fun little fight right at the start of the game. But this is just like a hand-built scene that just exists, and like this is the only thing in the scene. So all the dungeons are like these self-contained scenes, and then everything else is procedurally generated with prefabs that all sort of slot together. And for me, it's like that's like the perfect combo in sort of game design. Where it's like we get these procedural worlds that are different and sort of randomized, but then still have all these handmade elements. But then at the same time, we get to make these dungeons that are like completely handmade and just exactly the way we want them, and we don't have to worry about procedurally generating them. So for me, it's sort of like everyone playing the game actually gets the best of both worlds, and they don't just get this lumpy random Minecraft terrain or whatever. Like they actually get this handmade factor. But then there is this replayability in the fact that it is like sort of randomly I guess distributed. Okay, let's go back to here. Alrighty. Because I might even just leave the chat. We'll do this, and we'll leave the chat open on that screen. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. I don't have any of the resources for the iron ones yet. I don't think that's a big deal. I'll leave that for now, and I'll just populate resources on the dirt, the level 0 tier. Cool. Alright, I'm just going to jump back in the save file. Hopefully the save that I just played isn't corrupt from those errors. I got a feeling it's not going to be corrupt, but I got a feeling some of the stuff might be reset in it. But we'll see. I'll have to change over my screens here too. This one, beautiful. Let's swap all this around. Alrighty. Playtest 1. Oh, I didn't reset my resources because I just saw I had 15 gold. Well, at least didn't reset my gold. I've still got gold, which is nice to know. Actually, didn't I spend that gold on a torch? I don't know. Hello, look forward to playing Lens Line once this content is dropped. Thank you, Rice Baby. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. If anyone wants early access to this update, you can support our Patreon. We only just set it up. First time I've ever done anything like that. I guess it's also worth saying, like, we're not trying to, like, it's not like you're not paying for the privilege of like testing our game for us or anything. It really just is giving people that are super interested in the game early access to builds, so you can just like play the build and have fun. Like, you're really not obligated to like help us in any way. But you can give us a whole bunch of feedback and like help sort of curate and like help us sort of shape the game, because a lot of people have been wanting to sort of just like be a bit closer towards development and help share their feedback. So that's a way that you can sort of properly do that. But yeah, no, I do have some actual hard errors right now. Cool, so there's something that's actually stopping. What do we have here? I think it's just a vendor. Cool, I'm just gonna stop. I think I just need to really quickly comment out some code, and then that will help fix this error for us. I'll just actually I'll swap my screens around again. Let's go here. Bam. I'm just gonna comment out this setup function. Whoops, that's not Lens Island music. Okay. just compile. I think that should be all we need, just to get, just to stop that error. I think that's got like a cascade of errors. So it's got one error on this script, and that's making a whole bunch of other stuff not load. But we'll see. Hopefully, if I fix that, then I can get back to playtesting. Cool. All right. Let's find out. Let's give it another go. Okay, so did a little playtest before, fixed up some stuff on the caves. I'll do another little run now if it's bug free. We'll see. Okay. Alright, let's load in. Let's load in and have a look. A bit of my game window's cut off here. Let me quickly... What do we... Oh, it's just like the width. Right, I should make this 16 by 9. There we go. No, we still have our error. Restore cage to secondary. Yeah, okay, we've got a... I got a feeling I'll be able to actually fix this error if I do this. Well, not fix it, but just like circumvent the error. If I just save it not having anything in my hotbar, because it's just the fact that it's trying to equip something when I load in. Looking forward to enjoying the new content. Thanks, Base B. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's gonna be, it's a massive update. Like there is so much stuff that we're adding to the game. It is going to be a lot of fun. It's hard to tell from like this little playtest stream I'm doing now because I'm just going over a few really specific things. But there is an insane, like it's, yeah. I'd say it's on the same level, if not maybe a little bit more, bit bigger, as our Uncharted Waters update that we did, and that was like a whole new game. Cool. Let's see if I can equip stuff. I just need to be able to mine. That's all I need to be able to do. Nah. Okay. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna have to fix this. I'm gonna have to fix this bug before I can go too much further. Because I can't equip weapons. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. I'll just test out. How much is coal selling for? For 2. Buy for 10. Yeah, that makes sense. Just gotta double check the pricing for everything. Buy for 20, so yeah, that makes sense. They're all... Choose wheat. I'm gonna change the pricing of wheat. I think that's too full on. So what's everything else? 5 and 20. These are the seeds, the wheat seeds. I'm thinking we make it like 30 and 10. Just a little bit more. And then blue. Oh, blueberries is 30 and 10. Why is blueberries 30 and 10? That should be the same as the flowers, 20 and 5. Oh, whoops. Blueberries. varies. Vendor price 20 and 5. That UI needs to be a bit smaller. Blueprint item. Blueprint world item. Pop up UI needs to be smaller. Just double checking some stuff. 30 gold. That probably should be more, to be completely honest. Like the first backpack upgrade. I changed that before. I'm gonna change it back. I'm gonna put it up to 50 gold for now. The torch I already bought. I believe that was 10. I like that being 10. There should be armor here. It's just not displaying. There should be right now. There should be armor set there, and there should be a watering can here for sale. Like the watering can's like 5 gold. It's pretty cheap, and the armor's a bit more expensive. Cool. At least it gives me a thirst. And let me just double check the price of fish. Because fish is sell only. You can't buy fish. Selling swordfish for 8. Whoops. What are the prices of these? 35, 25. That's probably a bit more expensive. 1. I feel like it's a little bit rough. Sardine should at least be more than 1. Let's make it at least 2. Sardine sale price 2 gold. Trout's 10. Oh, bluegill's 1 as well. Let's make bluegill. Bluegill sell for 2. Makes sense. Anglerfish is... well, maybe 30 is too much for anglerfish. Anglerfish. So we'll put it a tiny bit to 25. Puffer's 9. 10. I'll leave them for now. Do you play any other games or just working your butt off on lands? Right now, just working our butt off on Lands Island. But I do have like other plans for future games already. I've dabbled a tiny bit in some other game ideas, but really we're just concentrating on Lands Island. A lot of my game ideas also revolve around Lands Island. It's like a future version of Lands Island or a game that is sort of like similar to Lands Island but a bit different. They are like sort of within the realm of Lands Island, just different in subtle ways. I do have like other like way big ambitious ideas, but they're for years down the track. Maybe for the next game release. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. Cool. I'm just gonna save here because I sort of tested all I can with the bugs that I'm sort of currently dealing with. And I have to have a little bug fixing spree. Cool. I think I'll probably call it there for now because I would have liked to have done some more work on the caves. But I'm gonna have to do some bug fixing, which is gonna be super boring. I'm gonna have to talk to the rest of the team for that as well. So I think for now I'll end the stream there. But I'm gonna try to do another one in 2 days on like Thursday morning for Australia, which I guess will be like Wednesday night for most people. And that will be like we'll have an even more ready to go alpha build then. So I'll do some more playtesting live on stream then, and do like a proper like long playtesting session. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate it. If you haven't seen, we have a new dev diary out, and we have our Patreon that is also up. If you'd like some early access to game builds, there'll be an alpha build going out in 1 week from now, and a beta build going out in 2 weeks from now. Starting to do some early, like super early testing, and just like getting your feedback and stuff for the update. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Appreciate it. It's been a pleasure. I hope you have an amazing day. And yeah, I'll be back a couple days. I'll do another stream, and next time I'll do like a proper longer playtesting stream and